Hey there, my name is Starchip and welcome back to another Stagnance video. In this video we'll continue the Minimalism mod, and we are in the Sadness world where we cannot buy any packs. So we have now 3 villagers, 4 soils, a treasure chest, some graveyards, some happiness and this cow of course, and we want to curse or lift this curse of sadness. And to lift the curse we need 3 euphorias, and for 1 euphoria we need 10 happiness and 3 villagers. Right now 1 villager is going to these tomatoes to get enough food for all of our villagers of course, and these 2 are admiring coins, so we'll get almost 4 happiness every moon. Because to admire 1 coin and get 1 happiness, it takes 60 seconds. Of course, this villager doesn't have to go and get tomatoes the whole moon. So sometimes we can go to this graveyard to get more cards. Or we can even admire some coins with this villager as well. Last time, by the way, I said that the skeleton could drop a key. That's not true. But we can, of course, from the graveyard get a corpse. Or catacombs, I mean. And from the catacombs, you can get a mimic. And from the mimic, you can get a key. So there is a chance that you can open the treasure chest. But the chance is not high at all. And even if you can open the treasure chest, it's not guaranteed that you get a brick or a stone, so yeah, we'll see. I will be playing this a lot right now though, and I will only show you when we get some progress, so probably when we get something out of the graveyard, or I'll give you an update after a few moons, because I think this will take a long time without actually advancing, so I do want to keep it interesting. So when I skip a part, I will tell you what moon it is, and then show you what happened. For example, we got a catacombs from the graveyard. So that's the plan for this episode, and because that's the plan, we might actually cure this curse of sadness this time. But we'll see, let's do this. Got another treasure chest from the graveyard. It's moon 35 now. Also, since these produce, of course, 4 happiness every moon, and we only consume 3, we will eventually end up with more happiness than we need. And eventually we can make euphoria with those happinesses that are left over. So that's why it's going to take a long time. And another soil, thank you. Another treasure chest and a sand event just spawned in, so that means that it's going to take even longer before we get excess happiness. And maybe we shouldn't go to the graveyard, but I want to give it a few tries. So welcome to moon 54. You can see how many moons it took to get even to this point. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 happiness, of which 3 will be consumed at the end of the moon, by the way. So it goes incredibly slow, but basically what we're doing right now is 1 person is just going at the tomato plants, pulling 2 tomatoes out of here, reset it, drag that coin to this spell right here, and go to a different tomato plants and just do that over and over again. In the meanwhile, we got some other things from the graveyard, but most of those things I just sold for more money to admire. We do have an extra soil right now, so that's nice. So this is how it's going, and I will give you an update when we get a little bit further. With the spirit, I found a way to get rid of the curse. Combine 3 euphoria with the curse of sadness. Here's the idea for it. Well, thank you. So 10 happiness and 3 villagers. A feeling or state of intense excitement and happiness. Well, that's some extra money. Thank you. I think the ghost, by the way, came in this moon, or the spirit I mean, in moon 56. So this is the perfect moon to give you an update. It's moon 69, we have a lot of happiness. We have basically just been doing what we've been doing. I've been recording for 43 minutes now. It's a grind, but we'll get there eventually because we're making our first euphoria. While we're making this, of course, you cannot get any food or happiness, so this will slow us down since we also consume 3 happiness at the end of the moon. But we are going to make our first thing that we actually need. And there we go, we have an euphoria. Super nice. So 2 more of these and then we have it. Let's do this. Also, we got 2 corpses. I don't know how I got the second one, probably from here, but I've not been going here for a long time since we really need 2 villagers to be on coins. The other one to go to tomato plants so we can get 2 tomatoes out of those tomato plants and sell the plant afterwards. I'm not always doing that, by the way, but it is nice to do if we're tight on money, right? So that's why I'm doing that. So we got the first euphoria and I will see you when we get the next one, or earlier if something interesting happens. Well, I think the end of moons are so slow, or it actually is not slow, but it is when you try to do this in 1 episode. So I am going to turn 1 mod on, and that's called the faster end of moon mod. And that just basically means that when the moon ends, everything will happen automatically at the same time. It's just to save me a lot of time. There we go. And sometimes when we have so much food, we're going to get 1 extra happiness with the 3rd villager as well. Also, the faster end of moon is not working for the DLC, I think, because this is not faster. Alright, that's that event. So if you have enough after this moon, we are going to make another euphoria. I want to play it safe though, so not this moon, when this event is here. Alright, that was 4 happiness, and we can sell 2 cards, of course. There we go. Now we do have 13 happiness, which is good. But we can also save until we have like 23 happiness, maybe even more. Doesn't really matter though. Alright, at the end of moon 85, we are going to make 1 more euphoria right here. But first we need to eat, of course. Thank you. There we go. And then after 30 seconds we will get another one. Here we go. Thank you. We got a second euphoria. Now we need only to have one more. And then we have finished this world. We already have 4 happiness, but I don't want to take any risk. So we're going to get like 14 or something, so that we have enough even if the moon ends, right? That's a good plan. Let's get more food and happiness. And just keep doing this. What also happens a lot of the time is that we get so many tomato plants that we actually cannot gather all of them. And then at the end of the moon we have too many cards and we can just sell them for money. So that's often the way, next to going twice here, then selling it. Going twice here, then selling it. Those are the 2 main ways that we get money here. And of course we get more than 6 food every moon, so we can replant things. And we can feed everyone, because every villager takes 2 food. I'll give you an example. We now have 3 cards too many at the end of moon 87. So just grabbing 3 tomato plants, selling them. This is a defend, by the way. And then we have more money. And you can also do this tactic, but that does take a lot of time and micromanagement. The most annoying thing about this challenge is that we're doing this at 2 times speed. We need to go through a lot of moons, and this cow is just walking around like this all of the time. It's so annoying, but it's okay. Thank you. And thank you. But yeah, this cow, I wish we could make an animal cage or an animal pen, because I don't want you to move around. But the cow is very helpful with getting more food, so we still like you. Now that you are in moon 91 and you don't have that many coins, we are going to do this. So let's get 2 tomatoes out of here. That's 1 and that's 2. Then go to a different tomato plant, sell this one and get 2 from here. 1 and 2. Go to a different tomato plant, sell this one and get 2 from here. And this is very tedious and a lot of micromanagement, but it is effective. We already have 3 coins now. Thank you. And these sad events are just super annoying. It's now moon 95, and sometimes it is just better to leave your villager on here, because if you don't have a lot of food, this is the most time efficient, of course. Because you don't need to pause perfectly, you can just leave it on there and the timer will do its thing. Because for example, we went here twice now, we got 2 tomatoes from here, then we're going to a different tomato plant, the timer will reset. So you lose a little bit of time when doing that, of course. So sometimes when we don't have a lot of food, I'll just leave the villager there, but if you don't have enough coins, I do the other thing, and we micromanage it so that you can get the most money and food from the tomato plants. We do have 11 happiness. It looks like we're real close, but it will take some extra moons to get there. Alright, it's end of moon 99. So we played a lot of moons. Of course I play it in 2 times speed, but the faster end of moon mod is not working here right now. Need to sell 2 cards. Goodbye 2 tomato plants. Sad events, that's okay. Since we have 12 happiness, so we will get 1 more. And I don't care if enemies spawn right now. We are getting our 3rd euphoria because I want it. And here we go. That's a 3rd euphoria. And now with all of our soils, tomatoes, our coins, our happinesses, our treasure chest, our graveyard, milk and our cow, we can now finally go to this curse and say goodbye. In 30 seconds. So it will be done before the end of this moon. And just in case, let's admire some coins and get some tomatoes, since I do not want to lose this run right now. And it's done. We lifted the curse, thanks for helping us. You may now return to your old world. Place anything you want to bring back on top of me, and I'll bring you back. That's amazing. So we get a cow, our villagers of course, so now we finally have real villagers. Of course I love the dogs, but the dogs are 2 times as slow as the villagers. Oh, the moon was going, by the way, we should pause. Let's also bring a lot of tomatoes of course, our friend the cow, some happinesses because that's fun and worth money. We cannot bring the tomato plants in the graveyard because these are buildings and locations, and just the same with the boat, you cannot put locations or buildings on there. We cannot do this. We can however bring the soils back. Is there a maximum number of cards that we can take with us? I think so. It's a little bit buggy. We also of course need a treasure chest, so let's take that one too. And we're just going to take this back. We want to return to the mainland. We do. Do we have everything? We have 3 villagers, tomatoes, a treasure chest, a cow. Which by the way means if you go here a second time, do this whole thing again. Which by the way I am not going to do. You can get a second cow and then you can breed those cows at the mainland and then have an automated food source. Because cows are the best automated food source. That's amazing. But yeah, this was it. Return to the mainland. Nice. So, where's our stuff? What just happened? I thought maybe we had to press play, but we are and nothing is happening. Wait, what did I do? I see in the recording, if I see it correctly, and this is super weird because the time of the Spirit of Sadness to return home was not done. But it did ask us to return to the mainland. Maybe I pressed a button when you're there that you can always come back. I didn't know that it was even a thing. We're not going to leave it right here. This is stupid. What I'm quickly going to do is see if it's actually still the same there because it just returned. You've already finished the spirit world. Do you want to restart the spirit world or summon its curse here? Yeah, it's bugged. This is not... I don't want to do either of these. We have to choose one. Let's restart the spirit world and then ignore them. This is weird. Alright, just imagine that those villagers came from here. They took the tomatoes with them, a treasure chest, 2 soils, 3 happiness and a cow. Which is exactly what I put on there. And these villagers have a whip, a rag, and of course a skull helmet. So these villagers have come from the sadness world to help us. If it's not supposed to be like this, please let me know. But I think this is fair. So we got a lot of good things from there. And we have added even even more cards to this board in a world where you cannot buy any packs, which is pretty cool. So that was the World of Sadness. If you like that, please leave behind a like. Let me know what else you want to see, what other games you want to see, what other game modes. Someone of you told me that I should do this again, but then with a randomizer, that like every drop is different for when you go to locations and things like that. That could be really interesting, but let me know. I hope you enjoyed the video and I will see you in the next one. Bye!